Years later, Sophie decided to move away from her small hometown to a bustling city. It was a tough decision, leaving behind everything familiar, her family, friends, and the comforting routine of her life. But she was ready for new adventures and opportunities. Her first few months in the city were challenging. She missed home terribly and felt out of place in the crowded streets and fast-paced environment. But slowly, she began to adapt. She found a cozy apartment, made new friends, and even discovered a local cafe that felt like a second home. One evening, as she sat in the cafe, sipping her favorite latte, she reflected on her journey. She thought about the terrible dates she had endured. There was Richard, who spent the entire evening glued to his phone, oblivious to the world around him. She remembered how a waiter had accidentally spilled red wine on her dress, leaving her drenched and humiliated, while Richard barely noticed. Despite these disastrous moments, she had learned to laugh at the absurdity of it all and to value her own self-worth. Sophie's mind then wandered to her childhood, filled with awkward and embarrassing moments. She recalled her 7th birthday party, where a clown named Bobo had mistakenly pulled out a rabbit during a magic trick. The kids had laughed, and Sophie had been mortified, but her mom had comforted her, teaching her that everyone has embarrassing moments and that it's okay to laugh at ourselves. That lesson had stayed with her, helping her navigate many more awkward situations with grace and humor. As she sat in the cafe, she also thought about the big move to the city. It had been one of the hardest decisions of her life, leaving behind the familiarity of her small town. The first few months had been tough. She had felt lost in the crowded streets, missing her family and friends. But gradually, she had found her footing. She had discovered new places, made new friends, and created a new routine. The local cafe had become a sanctuary, a place where she could sit, reflect, and feel at home. Sophie realized that all these experiences, terrible days, the embarrassing childhood stories, and the big move had shaped her into who she was. They had taught her resilience, humor, and the importance of self-love. Every awkward moment and misstep had led her to this point. She was stronger and more confident, ready to embrace whatever came next. And who knows, maybe the next day would be the start of something wonderful. As she finished her coffee, Sophie smiled, feeling hopeful about the future and grateful for the journey that had brought her here.